Hello， 星号，为你将比赛重点画上星号。今天带来的就是 LeBron 和 Reddit 的 Podcast My The Game 第3集的解析啦。第一集他们聊到了篮球智商，第二集则是联盟最难阻挡的战术，而在第3集两人聊到的是 NBA 场上空间的演变。相信大家看 NBA 比较多年的，应该都会有这个感受，在三分球越来越被重视的情况下，场上的空间和之前已经完全不同，防守的难度也是变得越来越高。而 LeBron 身为在联盟打滚20年的人，可说是亲身体验了这个转变，所以从他的角度来分析是蛮有说服力的。那么话不多说，就让我们进入今天影片的正题吧。
I want to talk about spacing today. Do you mentioned coming off floppy in that Sacramento game, your very first game.
Yeah.
Do you specifically remember your first two baskets of your career?
I remember my first one.
Okay.
My first basket was coming off a floppy action, and I faded to the corner by our bench and received the ball over the top and hit a 17, 18 foot.
LeBron 生涯的第一场比赛，之前我有出过影片回顾，当时他是以先发得分后卫的身份出赛。这里解释一下什么是 floppy action， 就是持球的人站在弧顶，然后另外3个人替射手掩护，射手可以自己选择要从哪个方向跑出来，然后掩护的球员也能从另一个方向绕出去给球队另一个选择。有些球队也会在 floppy 的基础上加入一些变形，例如球员间的互相掩护去扰乱防守方。Reddit 这里表示 LeBron 竟然去跑 floppy， 让他觉得非常好笑。然后他想点出的是，在骑士跑这个战术的时候，大 Z 站在左侧的低位， Boozer 在右侧的低位，然后 Darius Miles 站在3分线内， Ricky Davis 则在弧顶的位置，所以等于是场上有9个人都站在3分线以内，跟现在的空间可以说是截然不同。随后 Reddit 问 LeBron 什么时候开始觉得场上空间出现改变，这让 LeBron 思考了许久，开始一点点的去回想。
I think Stan Van Gundy had a lot to do with it. You know, now that I think about it, I'm thinking because I was in the East, and obviously, you know, they had a lot of spacing, you know, in Sacramento in the early 2000s, but it wasn't a lot of spacing. Maybe they just had some shooting. Obviously, Mike Bibb could shoot the ball. You know, Page was shooting the ball.
They ran corner splits.
Yeah, they run corner splits. They, Vlade, could play the elbow, could play the corner, could hit the three at times. C. Webb from time to time would space a little bit, but he was more in the post. Bobby Jackson would fly off, obviously, for shots. But, I believe Stan with Dwight, kind of in that 07, 08, 09 kind of range, they started to change it a lot, I hadn't seen that much space.
最后 LeBron 提到，像他之前打过底特律活塞，他没有 Rip Hamilton 会利用 floppy down 绕出来接球投篮，但也仅此而已。塞尔提克则有 Ray Allen， 但 Rondo 并不是射手，然后他们还有 KG 和 Perkins 双塔，而夺冠那时的热火也是有 O'Neal、Haslam 和 Alonzo Mourning， 所以他认为 Stan Van Gundy 和 Howard 的魔术才是真的完全想要最大化场上空间。除了 Howard 外，正中清一色都是射手，像是 Rashard Lewis、Turkoglu、Jameer Nelson， 然后 LeBron 最后才提到 Reddit， 被 Reddit 嘴花了好长一段时间才想到他。
Took a while.
Yeah, it took a while to use your.
接着 Reddit 也发表了他的看法。
Yeah, I think the precursor was definitely, in my opinion, the Suns, right? Yeah. The Suns were the first with D'Antoni and Steve Nash, Marion at the 4, Amari at the 5.
But Marion wasn't a spacer either, but he was so athletic and had so much speed that he created space.
Yes.
不过接着 Reddit 说到，他不知道当年的魔术是不是刻意这样做的，因为原本的先发4号 Tony Battie 在赛季开始前防守 Howard 时肩膀受伤。
And we tried Turk at the 4 in the preseason games, and he refused. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm not guarding. I'm not guarding Rasheed Wallace." So Rashard, as a good teammate and a true professional, unlike Turk, he's like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it created an advantage, and we ended up playing you guys in 09, the Eastern Conference Finals. And by the way, I played 9 minutes. 9 minutes that series. Second quarter of game 2. But I got to watch some awesome basketball. And it's weird, I rewatched some of that series. And it is so apparent that no matter what you did, no matter what y'all did, we just had an advantage.
Yeah.
这里 LeBron 表示认同，并说因为他们整个赛季都在为打塞尔提克做准备， 球队没有练过除了双塔之外的阵容，没想到最后竟然是魔术赢了。所以 LeBron 说，他觉得当年的魔术很像是现在的球队，有大型的侧翼射手，然后一个可以掩护下滑接空中接力的常人，这在当时是真的走得很前面。
I think too, you know what, looking back on that team that I think was so important, because I talk about this all the time now, Jameer Nelson could shoot threes out of pick and roll.
Yeah.
It's an important thing.
It is a very important thing for many reasons.
First of all, it unlocks everyone's offensive game. If you can shoot threes off the dribble, it unlocks your game, right?
Absolutely.
But also just for the offense. Now all of a sudden, you're forced to make a decision in a Jameer Nelson, Dwight Howard pick and roll. Hedo Turkoglu.
Yeah.
If you decide to go under him because you don't want him getting to his right hand, you have to make a decision now.
He's going to shoot.
He's going to shoot a three.
He's going to shoot it.
So we would run that angle pick and roll.
Yep.
We'd have a shooter in the left corner.
Yep.
Turk going to his right hand.
Yep.
Dwight rolling, and two shooters.
And two shooters. Where's the help coming from?
这里 Redick 提到的 angle pick and roll 指的是左右两侧发动的挡拆，其他三个队友会站在两侧的底角，跟另一边的45度角去拉开空间。这是因为魔术的球员大多都具有投射的能力，所以对手很难去协防 Howard 的下滑。LeBron 表示也没有办法换防，因为 Howard 将会狠狠吃掉比他小的球员，只要一有机会他都会选择暴扣。那时候的他简直跟超人没有两样。之前我有做过 LeBron Howard 09年东区决赛第6战的回顾，有兴趣的观众可以点击上方资讯卡去观看。那么接着让我们回到 Podcast 的部分吧。
Game 5, I was watching the fourth quarter. Literally your offense. You didn't matchup hunt. For the first part of the fourth quarter, you had two bigs in the dunker spot, either dunker spot. You had Mo or Delonte. At one point, it was Wally Szczerbiak spotting up.
Yeah.
And you would post up Mikal Petrus at like 19 feet and then try to go one-on-one. It was really interesting to watch that versus spread pick and roll with shooting and spacing.
Yeah,
it was really interesting. And by the way,
how the fuck is he functioning with this?
By the way, this is not like a knock on Mike Brown at all.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that. It was just what we were doing was so different at the time.
这边解释一下什么是 spread pick and roll， 这可以说是联盟现在最普遍的打法了。也就是除了挡拆的2个人外，另外3个也都站在3分线外。这样的站位可以最大化场上的空间，尤其是当你阵中有像是卢卡或是样这种传球能力顶尖的后卫，对手不管要从哪里协防都会非常困难。不过是当年因为各队会投篮的人还没那么多，所以像这样的打法并不常见。通常还是会有人站在 dunker spot， 也就是禁区外左右侧的位置。所以 Redick 才会说两队打法差很多，因为那时候的魔术已经将空间拉得很开，但骑士仍是传统的双塔阵容，所以优势主要都掌握在魔术手上。Redick 表示，隔年魔术的这个打法也还没有开始被模仿或变成潮流。有一场对上灰狼的比赛让他非常印象深刻。
And that's when we had Ryan Anderson and Richard. And we would get to our spread pick and roll. And it didn't matter where Ryan or Richard was. They would tag Dwight with Kevin Love, the 4-man.
No matter where he was.
No matter where he was. So if he's the high guy,
he's taking him all the way to the rim.
On the double side, they're tagging him at the rim. And Ryan and Richard are just sitting there teeing him up. It's bizarre.
It's super bizarre.
不过 Redick 后面也补充，当年魔术和骑士的那个系列赛 ，LeBron 在那拥挤的空间之下，场均还是缴出 38.5 分、8.3篮板、8助攻，这是很疯狂哦。甚至那个时候三分球还不是他的强项。接着两人聊到 LeBron 的热火时期 ，Redick 提到当时的热火不是一开始就让 Bosh 去打5号，那时候热火还有 Joel Anthony、大 Z、Eric Dampier 和 Haslam 这些常人，最后他们一路杀进总决赛，但败给了独行侠。是从那个时候才开始发生改变。
Obviously, my first year there, you know, played great basketball, got all the way to the finals, losing the finals. I played like shit. Spo is the reason why we were a better team and our team was more assembled properly. That summer, he went to Oregon and hung out with Chip Kelly.
Oh, interesting.
He when we lost to Dallas, he went to Oregon and hung out with Chip Kelly and learned the spread offense and tried to figure out if he could translate that to basketball. And don't know the super conversations that him and Chip had, But I know when he came back to us, he knew in order for us to reach our potential, one, I had to be fucking 10 times better than I was in that previous June finals. But Chris Bosh had to go to the 5.
LeBron 随后表示，当年的 Bosh 没有一丝怨言，马上就接受了这个角色定位。他知道为了团队，他必须做出牺牲。每次练习结束，他就努力的练习底角三分。为了把 Chandler、Hibbert、Garnett 等优秀的护框手拉出禁区，他必须把这些底角三分给投进，而他也真的办到了。接着 Reddick 问 LeBron，Bosh 打到5号这件事解放了什么？有没有什么特定的战术是建立在这基础上的
The cutting.
Slot cut.
The slot cuts. The slot cuts. The slot cuts. It unlocked the slot cuts. It unlocked exactly what myself and D-Wade thrive on. Dribble penetration, slot cutting. Pick and roll happens, you tag, slot cutting.
Yeah.
It unlocked all that. And we all know how great D-Wade is on the baseline. It's hard to cut behind the defense when X5 is standing there the whole time because, the offensive 5 is there. So, you hit me on the pocket pass now, I get the pocket pass from Chalmers or from Norris Cole, and now Bosh is in a strong corner. Are you going to leave him or not? If you do, he's going to tag you. And if not, when I roll, now you got X3 or X2 tagging on me on the roll. And 9 times out of 10, that guy that's playing the elbow that's supposed to X to the corner, he's Xing out to the 3-point line, and D-Wade slashing right behind him.
这边 LeBron 提到的 slot cut 是当年热火很喜欢用的一个概念。slot 就是三分线外弧顶的左右两侧，而 cut 就是空切。在持有者运球切入的同时，搭配这样适时的空切，就能破坏防守轮转。而 LeBron 接着还提到，当年他们在跑转换进攻时有一个原则，就是常人不能跑在球场的中间，因为那是要清给 LeBron 和 Wade 的进攻的，他们只能跑在持球者的后方。这里 LeBron 不忘再称赞一次 Spoels 真的很出色。而 Reddick 说，当他想到 5 out 进攻或中锋在外围发动的 delay action 时，他就会想到是Bosh和热火队开始的。LeBron 赞同，并说到他们后面又找来了 Ray Allen、Shane Battier 和 Mike Miller 这些射手，这给了他们开阔的空间。且Bosh还能在拉下篮板后带球推进，这在当时没什么中锋能够做到。接着 Reddick 问 LeBron 有没有什么关于 slot cut 的时机或细节可以分享。LeBron 说他自己开始做 slot cut 是从 Mike Brown 接手骑士队那时候开始的，他没有特别去设计一个战术。
When we got Mo Williams was one fast, quick motherfucker off pick and rolls, and another guy that could shoot the 3 off the pick and roll. We would run angle. Mo Williams would have the ball left slot. We would have a shooter in a strong corner going same side as him. And either Verjao or Z come set the step up. You know what? Take that back. I'm sorry. No strong side shooter. Strong side shooter in the weak corner. Only Mo's job was to race the big. Race the big, get around the big, get around to the baseline. And at the same time, as soon as I would see Mo race the big to the baseline, Anderson, Verjao, or Z will come set a rip screen for me, blind. The guy that's guarding me, and the corner man couldn't leave because it was a corner shooter, and I was slot cut at the same time. It's easy clip. We could find that clip easy. And Mo would drop it to me. And I would either dunk it home or finish it or whatever the case may be.
然后 LeBron 接着说道，当他去到热火时，他注意到很多防守者会盯着球，因为像是他和Wade的持球都能吸引防守的注意，所以每当防守者转头，他就会马上 slot cut 去攻击防守。那个时候他还没有那么习惯一直投3分，所以比起站在3分线外等待，他更常用空切去进攻。讲完了 slot cut， Reddick 表示他有想到一种空切，当他想到这种空切，他就会想到金州勇士队。
Here's the defense, right? All right. So you put 2 on the ball on Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
Which is the worst thing you can do.
Right. This guy's going to have to be the low man. So Draymond rolls, Steph hits him right here. This guy drops. What's going to happen right here, LeBron? As Draymond Green takes a dribble into the paint.
It's a lob.
It's a lob every
It's
single
a lob
time.
every single time. And
it's a lob every single time.
You can't, you literally can't put 2 on the ball. You can't. See, everyone thinks that putting 2 on the ball takes Steph out of the play. The problem that you don't understand is that you're now unlocking Draymond's superpower offensively.
Yeah.
Draymond's superpower offensively is the 4-on-3 game. You put 2 on the ball. Now Draymond has his 4-on-3, and I'm going to have Iguodala in the pass. Now Wiggs and Kuminga, they're going to be in that opposite corner. And if you help up too early, there's going to be a lob, and that is demoralizing.
这边 LeBron 和 Redick 提到的就是 Green 当篮赛后搭配底角空切的威胁，真的太难防守了，以至于像当年的塞尔提克，宁愿用成队防守让 Curry 在挡拆后直接出手，也不敢踩出去积极包夹，因为他们知道 Green 下滑后4打3的可怕。当时 Green 一直表现不佳，受到很多人批评，不过也因为这防守策略让 Curry 有出色的发挥，最终带领勇士队击败塞尔提克拿下冠军。影片的最后 Redick 提到，当他想到 Bosh 会联想到现在的一名球员，那就是 Chet Holmgren。今年他们之所以那么强，是因为他们场上5人都能够切传，不断重复直到有好的机会出现。但他们其实去年就这么跑了，是一直到今年 Holmgren 加入到这阵容中，他们才成为西区顶尖的球队。并不是说 Bosh 和 Holmgren 的技能包很相似，而是球队都需要他们的存在去解放整个团队的进攻。所以 LeBron 还对此做出补充。
You know, they have one set that they run off of all free throws, where Chet takes the ball out. They send 2 guys to the other end. Both of them sit in the corner. And Chet takes the ball out. And now Shea he has it on the right wing or the left wing, whatever the case may be. And normally, the X5's job is to load to the ball and stop Shea from driving the 45, driving the slot. That's your job. Load, get to the body, load. OKC now, because there's another guy back there, they're at the same time that the big is trying to load on Shea, there's a guard that's flaring Chet to the opposite slot. Do you know how hard that is?
这边解释一下 ，Flare Screen 就是远离持球者方向的掩护，通常会拿来制造3分球的机会。因为掩护是从后方过来，所以防守者很容易会没注意到。这里的情况是因为防守常人通常会内缩帮忙，这是 Holmgren 身为一个有3分能力的70常人，就能很好的去惩罚防守。LeBron 表示这实在很难对付，不过他是知道该如何去守的，只是因为有可能季后赛会对到雷霆，所以他现在还不能说。最后2个人也一起称赞了 J-Dub。Redick 说他觉得他的球技不存在什么缺陷。LeBron 也说他曾经当面称赞过他，2个人都给出了非常高的评价。那以上就是 My The Game 第3集的解析啦。当然我只截取了其中的一部分，所以想要听全部内容的都可以搜寻 My The Game 去看他们的完整集数。不知道大家对于联盟近年来空间转变有什么看法呢？欢迎在底下留言分享你的看法。你想喜欢影片的话，不要忘记帮我下喜欢，并且订阅我的频道，就对我最大的支持了。感谢大家的收看，我是星浩，我们下一部影片见，拜拜。